Hi VC, it's Rob here with another video, and this is a haul video, stuff I've been picking up over the last couple of weeks from car boot sales and record fairs. Probably got about 50 albums that I need to show on the VC, so I need to start doing a few of these videos. At the end of this video I'm going to do a couple of needle drops on brand new albums that I'd like you to hear a few tracks from. So let's get going, and yeah, there's been some record fairs, stuff I've not shown. There's also a record fair this Sunday, so no doubt I'll be going to that as well. So at the car boot sale on Sunday, I picked up an album that I've been after for a very long time, and it's Nightfly by Fagen. And I mean, when you listen to this album, to me, I just get mixed up that it's Steely Dan because it's on Warner's. I can remember this album coming out, and I wasn't clued up on Donald Fagen at all. I don't think I even knew that he was a singer with Steely Dan. I can remember going in shops in the 1980s and seeing that record cover, and I always really liked it. I think James Griffiths has done a video all about that cover. You know, it's pretty iconic, pretty simple, but just gets you thinking. And I think the first sort of 6 tracks on this album really are Steely Dan. You know, you can play these in the middle of Steely Dan tracks and I'd get mixed up as to who's who. But this is a really great album, and it was only £2, so I couldn't believe my luck. So yeah, really pleased to pick that up. Donald Fagen. Now, it's an album that, it's funny because at the car boot sale, I do pick CDs up, and I picked 6 CDs up for £3, and I picked up this album on a CD. So I was playing it in the car, and I'm thinking, I need to get this album on vinyl. And it's an album that I've seen for years and I've never picked it up. And it's Bop Till You Drop by Cooder. So I don't have anything by Cooder, and I didn't even know what Cooder sounded like. But I knew that I'd seen that album cover out and about. It cost me £6 this. It's in very good condition. Like I say, I didn't really know what, you know, this is another one that's on Warner's. I didn't really know what Cooder sounded like, but when I started playing it, you know, I really enjoyed it. It's really sort of commercial sounding American music to me, and really enjoyable. I mean, Todd Rundgren's another artist that I haven't got anything by, but you don't see a great deal by. I mean, this is the only sort of Cooder album that I tend to see, but I'm going to have my eyes peeled because I want to pick up more stuff by Cooder. So yeah, I was really pleased to pick this up. Cooder. Now, a bit of an American theme at the start of this video. You know, I'm always looking to expand my collection and tastes and give artists a chance. So I picked up the last record album by Little Feat. And again, Little Feat in the UK. I was talking to a guy at work, and I said, "What do you think of Little Feat?" You know, he'd never. And this is a guy who is quite into music, and he'd never heard of Little Feat. And I don't think I'd heard of Little Feat up until probably a year ago. And I saw them on TV. It was like a montage of sort of American progressive bands, and Little Feat came on, and I was pretty intrigued because it looked like quite unusual sort of group of people. So yeah, but I'm not sure whether this is their best album. I've been having a look online, and I think this is not rated as one of the highest. It's on this is on Warner's as well, sort of that nice 70s one. I mean, it's in really good condition. I picked this up, I went to a place on Monday, I was off, and same place as I got the Cooder album, and I've been there before, and the stuff's pretty reasonably priced, but you can't sort of get a discount because it's one of these antique places and everything's got a code. So I mean, I paid £12 for this, so maybe I paid a little bit too much. I'm not sure. Again, I'd never actually seen this particular album. There's a couple of albums by Little Feat that I do see knocking about. But yeah, I decided to go with this one. I've played it. Am I over impressed with it? I wouldn't say I was, but I need to give it a few more listens. And like I say, these sort of American bands from the sort of early to mid 70s, you know, I'm pretty new to them, so I'm always after giving bands a chance. So yeah, Little Feat, and it's got the lyrics on the back. I like that sleeve as well. It's a nice sleeve. Now, another album that I picked up from this antiques place, and this is an album that I've left behind at record fairs before. I've never seen it before, and I left it behind, and when I came away I thought I should have picked it up. It's a group who had a one-hit wonder. I did a video about one-hit wonders, and Space were in my top 10, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, Space. And I think, yeah, it's called Magic Fly. This is an album, and this came out in '77. Now, Space were, you know, I called them a little bit like Daft Punk of their day. This is on Pi. Sorry, sorry about that. So yeah, instrumental band, very mysterious. I can remember seeing these guys on Top of the Pops. And this is a song that I've never got sick of. I mean, it's from '77, so it's well over 40 years old. And I'm sure it's been sampled over the years. And it's just a really sort of hypnotic sort of little tune that, you know, if you're around the UK in the late 70s, you were well aware of. And this album, like I say, I've only ever seen it once before, and I wish I picked it up then, but I saw it for £9 and I thought I need to pick it up, so I was really pleased to pick this one up. And that's Space and Magic Fly. And I've got another album from the car boot sale. This one was £2, and it's a Southern Freeze, and this is called Southern Freeze. And this is from, I think this is from '81, and it's on Beggar's Banquet. Show you the label. It's in really good condition. I mean, when you go to car boot sales in the UK, you know, it's totally hit and miss. I mean, this was in a box with the Donald Fagen album and another album that I'm not going to show today because I've not played it. But I couldn't believe my luck, really. I mean, this is an album that you don't see knocking around. It's in really, really good condition. I mean, Southern Freeze was sort of like a bit of a commercial sounding jazzy outfit who just had this one hit, the Southern Freeze. But then I think they sort of reincarnated themselves and did a song called IOU in '83. But yeah, this is nice and mellow. You know, it's not groundbreaking, but it's a nice addition to the collection because it's an album that I knew about. It's nearly 40 years old, and it's like brand new. So yeah, Freeze and the Southern Freeze. Now, 3 more albums to go, and I haven't bought anything on Amazon for about 2 months. But I've bit the bullet because I've been streaming a lot of new music and decided to buy some brand new albums. But before that, I've got an old album that I picked up from Amazon, and it's from a Welsh band, my favourite band beginning with the letter S. Great sleeve, Radiator by the Super Furry Animals. Always great artwork with the Super Furries. And this is a double album. So this has got the hype sticker. I've only just took this off. Got the hype sticker on. 20 years since this album was released. And I got this on Amazon for £23. And I couldn't leave it there for that because this has been you know, one of my favourite albums the last 20 years. So It's got a nice custom label on it. And if you're not, I mean, it's just psychedelic. They've got their own sort of sound, really, the Super Furries. I think they're pretty unique in the UK. You know, they've been together since, I think, first album Fuzzy Logic was maybe 97. They're not releasing any material at the moment. Griff Reese has, you know, done quite a few solo albums. And these are a band I've never seen live. My son saw them at Glastonbury a few years ago. I mean, this album's got the International Language of Screaming, Play It Cool, Herman Loves Pauline. It's just, I mean, some of their album titles. Demons is on this album. This is a great album, and I'm delighted to have it to my collection. So yeah, Radiator by the Super Furry Animals. Now, lastly, I've got 2 albums to show by bands that about 2 weeks ago I'd never even heard of. So it's pretty exciting when you get into a new artist who's just released a new album. Again, Apple Music, just go on genres, just see what's been released and give stuff a listen. I've not spoken before about my job. I'm a test engineer, so I test systems for submarines, ships and power stations, and when I'm conducting tests I'm able to listen to music, so some days I can listen to music all day. It's a good opportunity to listen to new music, sometimes stream albums that I've bought, you know, to sort of listen to them while I'm working. It's a bit of a perk of the job, really. So some days I can listen to 10 hours of music. So the first album I'm going to show you is this album, and it's by Sacred Paws, and it's called Run Around the Sun. So I'll be surprised if you've heard of these guys. It's 2 girls, one from Scotland and one from London. This album came out, I think it came out last week. It's described as post-punk indie pop, and it's on the label it's on is Rock Action, which is owned by Mogwai, a great Scottish band. This is the second album. The first album came out in 2017, was called Strike the Match, and the 2 girls used to be in a band called the Golden Girls. So I listened to this album and it just got me straight away. I mean, I'm going to play a track called The Conversation, which is track 1 on side 1, which is, I think, a single at the moment. And it's just an infectious, great, it's a late 80s sounding sort of indie sound to it, and I really like that track. I mean, this is just comes in at over 30 minutes long, and if you're into sort of indie power punk pop, whatever you want to call it, this is well worth checking out. I hope you enjoy this needle drop. So yeah, this track's called The Conversation. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. It comes on a really nice sort of turquoise custom label. So yeah, 31 minutes of power punk pop, and every track's good. It's a really good album. Really excited about this album. So yeah, really pleased to pick this one up. So yeah, thanks to Apple Music, and yeah, before you know it, oh, it's got a download code in it. Before you know it, it's coming through the door. So yeah, so that's Sacred Paws, two girls, say from London and Scotland. And the second album I'm going to show is by Younghusband, and this is called Swimmers, and this came out maybe last week. Same story. I went a look on Apple Music, and this is three guys from the London area, and it's Ewan, Joe and Adam. And Younghusband were formed in 2007, first album 2013. This is their third album, and this is described as alt rock, psychedelic rock, indie rock. It's just good indie music for me, and I really enjoyed this album. Every track on this album I really like. I'm going to play a track called What's Wrong. Okay, that was Younghusband, and it comes in blue vinyl. So yeah, again, this comes in at just over 30 minutes long. Really good album from a band who a couple of weeks ago I'd never even heard of. But you know, I love discovering new music, and hope you enjoyed those couple of needle drops. So yeah, that's Younghusband, and the album's called Swimmers. So yeah, that's it from me. Thanks for watching my videos, thanks for subscribing to my channel, really appreciate it. Love the interaction, any comments, tell me what you think of Sacred Paws and Younghusband, or anything else I've picked up. So I've got loads of stuff to show, but I've got loads of stuff to play as well, so I've just got to get my way through it. Like I say, another record fair on Sunday, so more vinyl coming this way. So again, thanks for watching, have a great weekend, and bye for now.